From farm boy to fried chicken legend. The untold story of Colonel Sanders and KFC. He lost his father at 5, was cooking for his siblings at 7, and by age 65, when most people are retiring, he started a fast food empire that would conquer the world. But behind the smiling white suit and iconic beard lies a story of poverty, fistfights, fiery failure, and an unstoppable dream. This is the untold story of the real Colonel Sanders. The story begins not in a kitchen, but on a small farm outside Henryville, Indiana, in 1890. Harland David Sanders was born into a humble family. Life was simple until tragedy struck. 5-year-old Harland watched helplessly as his father died suddenly, leaving his mother, Margaret, with 3 children and no income. With no choice, she took work at a canning factory, often gone for 12 hours a day. That meant Harland, at just 5 years old, became the man of the house. He wasn't playing with toys. He was changing diapers, feeding babies, and lighting the stove. By age 7, his mother did something that would unknowingly change the course of fast food history. She taught him to cook. At 13, Harland left home to escape a toxic stepfather and began a long, winding path of over 20 different jobs. Railroad fireman, streetcar conductor, insurance salesman, steamboat pilot, and even a failed lawyer. Yes, he studied law by correspondence and practiced law in Little Rock, Arkansas, until a courtroom fistfight with his own client ended that career abruptly. Life knocked him down, again and again. But Sanders had something rare, a refusal to give up. Then came 1930. The Great Depression had shattered America. Jobs were gone. Hope was scarce. But Harland found an opportunity in a small shell filling station on U.S. Route 25 near Corbin, Kentucky, a fork in the road where hungry travelers pass daily. With no restaurant, no kitchen, and no staff, Harland did something radical. He set up a dining table inside the gas station storeroom and began serving travelers home-cooked meals, steak, country ham, and vegetables. The man was frying chicken in a cast-iron skillet while pumping gas outside. That's grit. Word spread fast. The flavors were unforgettable. By 1934, he took over a more visible pure oil filling station across the road and began focusing on his true passion, fried chicken. To master his craft, Harland enrolled in an 8-week restaurant management course at Cornell University, a rare move for a gas station owner in rural Kentucky. By 1936, the governor of Kentucky awarded him the honorary title of Kentucky Colonel, a title he would wear for life. But success was far from smooth. One of Harland's competitors, Matt Stewart, was jealous of Sanders' booming chicken business. In a wild escalation, Stewart painted over Sanders' roadside sign. Enraged, Sanders and 2 Shell executives confronted him. Guns were drawn. Shots fired. Stewart killed one of the Shell men. Stewart went to prison. Sanders returned to his stove. That same year, Harland built a 140-seat restaurant and later purchased a nearby motel, naming it the Sanders Court and Cafe. It became a roadside landmark. But there was a problem. Cooking chicken in an iron skillet took 35 minutes. Too slow for travelers. Yet deep frying made it too dry. Sanders needed a solution. Then, in 1939, he discovered a brand new invention, the pressure cooker. Originally designed for vegetables, Harland converted it into a pressure fryer. The result? Crispy, juicy chicken, ready in minutes, without sacrificing flavor. He began working on a spice blend, a secret mix of 11 herbs and spices. It took months of trial and error. In July 1940, Sanders finally perfected the recipe that would one day become world famous. In 1950, disaster struck. A fire broke out in the Sanders Cafe, destroying large portions of the business. But Harland didn't panic. He rebuilt it better, bigger, bolder. By now, his reputation was solid. People were driving miles out of their way for a taste of that golden fried chicken. But by 1955, something else hit him. Something worse than fire. The construction of Interstate 75. The new road bypassed his restaurant entirely. His customer flow dried up. The Sanders Court and Cafe shut down. At 65 years old, broke, and nearly forgotten, most people would have retired in defeat. Not Harland Sanders. With just a $105 Social Security check and his famous recipe, Sanders hit the road in his 1954 Ford. He traveled from diner to diner, carrying bags of flour, spice mix, and a pressure cooker in his trunk. He wore his white suit and bow tie everywhere. Sometimes he slept in his car. Pitch after pitch, rejection after rejection, until finally, one restaurant owner said yes. The first KFC franchise was born in Salt Lake City, Utah, in 1952, run by Pete Harmon. Sales tripled. Within a few years, Colonel Sanders was signing deals across the country. Handshake by handshake, chicken by chicken. By 1964, at age 73, Colonel Sanders had over 600 franchised outlets. That year, he made a life-changing decision. He sold Kentucky Fried Chicken for $2 million, around $20 million today, but kept lifetime royalties and stayed on as the face of the brand. But as KFC grew under new management, Harland began to hate what it had become. He complained that the gravy was sludge and the chicken not fit for dogs. He even opened a competing restaurant, Claudia Sanders' Dinner House. He never stopped caring about quality, because to him, this wasn't just chicken, it was his life's legacy. Colonel Harland Sanders passed away in 1980 at age 90. At the time, KFC had expanded to 48 countries and nearly 6,000 outlets. Today, his face is still everywhere, on signs, boxes, and ads, but few know the real story. The story of a boy who cooked to survive. A man who fought for his dream in the face of poverty, fire, violence, and failure. And a visionary who didn't become a millionaire until most people had given up. Colonel Sanders didn't invent fried chicken, but he did something greater. He turned a humble, home-cooked recipe into a global legacy. He proved that age is just a number, that grit matters more than credentials, and that no dream is ever too late to chase. So next time you pass a KFC, remember, it's not just fast food. It's the flavor of a man who refused to quit. If you enjoyed this story, hit the like button, subscribe for more real historical legends.